low vowel, mid vowel, and then central vowel and front vowel. So the centrality has to do with format 2. Now, location of the vowel refers to the part of the tongue. I have said that already. So looking at the location, or that's the position of the tongue that you are raising, the part you are raising, you can have front, central, or back. So if you are raising the front part of the tongue, then you are having a front vowel. If you are raising the central part, then you are having a central vowel. If it's the back you are raising, then you're having a back vowel. So based on the part of the tongue or position of the tongue, we can have 3 types of vowels: front, central, back. Now put the 2 together, height and position. You will see that some are symmetrical. You can have front vowels which are high and a back vowel or back vowels which are high. So if you are raising the front part high, very high, then you have front high. If you are raising the back of the tongue very high, then you have back high. If you are lowering it now to the middle position and you are raising the front part to the middle position, then you have mid high. Then you can have back high. But if it is a central position that you have raised to a certain high position, you can have what? Mid high. So we can have front high, central high, mid high. Oh, back high. Or front mid, central mid, back mid. Or front mid high, central mid high, back mid high. So these combinations are there. Then the last one is the position. We have rounded and unrounded. So there are 2, round or rounded. If it is not rounded, then it is either spread or neutral. So the rounded is divided into 2, spread and neutral. If you are rounding your lips when you are speaking a vowel, we say it's rounded. If you are not rounding, then you're either spreading or neutral. There are some you spread the lips, some the lips are neutral. Then you can also talk about like tense and lax. The tenseness has to do with the force at which you are speaking the vowel. You know, some vowels you have to tense your tongue, especially the long vowels. Long vowels, they say they are long, but not all the times. But in terms of teaching, we say long versus short. But as you are going to see, the short vowels and the long vowels, the length mark is not what distinguishes the 2 completely. Length mark, which is diacritic mark, these 2 dots. When you see 2 dots against a sound, it means that sound is loud, it's long. It means you have to produce it long. In some languages, they repeat the sound to show that that sound should be pronounced long. But in English, they put a diacritic mark, which is 2 dots. And this diacritic mark is universal. It's not only for English. So like some languages also make use of the long vowel, the length mark, diacritic. So you can say tense and lax. Tense vowels are those that are relatively long. Lax, they are relatively short. Then we have cardinal vowels. Cardinal vowels. We can't talk about vowels without talking about cardinal vowels. You see, when I was talking about the vowels, I never mentioned English vowels or Japanese vowels. I'm just telling you how vowels in general can be produced, can be described. And so when you are describing them, you use the height, you use the position of the tongue or the position. So, but there are a set of vowels that all other vowels in every language describes the vowels in relation to, and they are called cardinal vowels, produced or propounded by Daniel Jones, who thought that there's a way we can describe the vowels that we produce in languages. And he put this into two, primary and secondary. So we can say that cardinal vowels are reference vowels. If you say there are vowels in English, then it is because there are vowels that are described in relation to these cardinal vowels. We say there are vowels in Akan because when you have Akan speaking, there are vowels that Akans use that you can describe in relation to the cardinal vowels. So you can say Akan has vowel E or vowel or vowel E. Ebe is the same, all languages. So they are called reference vowels. Now the primary ones are 8. You have the first 8. So you see, this is front, central, back. And then we have close or high. And then we have close mid or half close. Then we have open mid and then open. So these are the divisions. So we have cardinal vowel E, A, E, A, you see, A, O, U, cardinal vowel, primary, 8. When I was producing them, you realize that the first 4, my lips were unrounded. E, so I would say they are spread, the lips are spread. A, neutral, neutral, neutral. But when it comes to the back, you see rounding. O, U, rounding. So for cardinal vowels, the primary ones, the front ones are unrounded. The back ones are rounded. Then you have the secondary ones. The secondary ones are also 8. They are first 8. We are not talking about the 17 and the 18 because they are not necessary here. So you see that the secondary ones, we have the first 4 front and then another set of 4 back. Interestingly, those that are the secondary one, the front ones are rather rounded. The back ones are unrounded. This is cardinal vowel 9. It's in French, oui. So when you say yes, oui, that is the vowel. So French is able to have this vowel as a symbol because they know that there is a vowel called cardinal vowel. And when the speakers speak, their vowel can be measured to have this. Then we have you try to unround it. You try to round the front vowel, and then you unround the back one. So the back ones are rather unrounded. That is for the secondary one. So let me show you this again. This is a vowel in cardinal vowel. It's a cardinal vowel. But take notice of this. When we get to English vowel, I'll tell you something. Vowel number 7, cardinal vowel number 7. Take notice of it. So now English is able to describe their vowels in relation to cardinal vowels and come out with certain vowels and label them. It is because of the measurement. They are able to label vowels and have 20 vowels in English. But there is a group which is what? Contested, called triphthongs. So English, you can say English has 20 vowels plus 5 triphthongs that are contested. These are English vowels with the diagrams. This is a vowel quadrilateral or chart propounded by Daniel Jones. He remembered and is sure that you can have the highest point where you can raise your tongue to make the highest vowel. Beyond that, you'll be constricting the vocal tract to produce a consonant. So the highest that he has found, so we go back to the cardinal vowel, is this vowel. If you raise your tongue to the highest position that you can make a vowel without obstructing the flow of air, you are making an E vowel. But you can also raise the back to the highest position to make oo. But anything beyond this, you are entering into a consonant. So frankly, if you raise your tongue higher than this, you'll be making the palatal sound, yeah, which in that case you'll be constricting the vocal tract. If you raise the back higher than oo, you'll be making a labial velar. So palatal plus labial velar are called semivowels. They are semivowels. One reason is because of this. They are very close to vowel E and vowel O. So we have English has monophthongs, diphthongs, and triphthongs, which are controversial. So we look at the monophthong first. The monophthongs are also called pure vowels, and they are divided into two: short, long. In fact, when we say short vowels, we said they are relatively short and long, relatively long. And the diacritic mark against this doesn't make this short E, long E, because the difference between this and this is not just in terms of length. You can see that this one, there is a symbol. If it is just in terms of length mark, they would have used this and take the symbol out to show the other one to be short. So wherever you see E, if you see E like this without the length mark, it is so long. I know you didn't hear that. Anytime you have E like this, or oo, or without the dot, they are so long. The length mark is just attached to them for a purpose of education, because we will see them on the chart to see whether it is only the length mark that distinguishes them or not, whether they are different in terms of quality. So these are you see, when you compare the two, both of them are front. E and E are front vowels. But you can see that one is higher than the other. And this one is fronter than this. So quality-wise, when you want to talk about height, you will say this one is higher. The E is higher than E. And it is also more central. The E is more central than E. So the difference is not only in terms of length. There is length distinction, but there's also in terms of quality. The quality has to do with formant 1, formant 2. If you put the formant 1 and formant 2 together, are they the same region? No, they're not on the same region, just that they are close to each other. If you go to the back, it's the same. The oo and the oo. This is not short oo, and this one is long oo. That's how you've been teaching it. The two are different in terms of height and centrality. You can see the two. Then you come to the middle position. English language has one vowel in the middle position. Have you seen the writing? I'm not using the sound eh. The eh is cardinal vowel 4. This one. English doesn't use cardinal vowel 4. English has cardinal vowel 3 because their vowel quality is somehow closer to cardinal vowel 3. You see, it is closer to cardinal vowel 3 if you see the quadrilateral. So we don't write it with eh. Americans will lower it. Americans lower this vowel to this position. And so if you are transcribing, since we are to teach you RP, you have to use the cardinal vowel 3. Eh. So this is eh. Not eh. And then we have ah. So this vowel is getting lower than before. It's mid-low, but not very low. And then this one was supposed to be a front vowel, but it's moving back. Now it's somehow central. Start. Instead of start, start, start. Then we are moving this way first. Then we come to the center. So now we are going to the back. This is O. This is O. O. You can see that the leaves are rounding. O. U. U. I'm going to take you through one after the other. But before we do the production together, there is a framework by Daniel Jones, J.C. Wells. He believes that you can look for the commonest spellings of the vowels and name them after the vowels. And so when he takes the vowel E, he named it fleece, F-L-E-E-C-E. The spelling of E is mostly E-E, the letter E-E. So he named it after the vowel E. So it is called fleece. And this is vowel number 1. E is vowel number 1. And then followed by vowel number 2, you call it kit. The most spelling is I. So kit vowel, kit, kit. So we have fleece, kit. And then you see this one mostly in E, the letter E. So we call it dress. This is a dress vowel, and they are all in capital. And then his one most common spelling is A. So he named it trap, T-R-A-P, trap, trap, trap vowel, trap vowel. Then when you go to, so this is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Then number 5, which is O. Sorry? Hello?
Please, madam, my hand is out.
Okay. I'm listening.
Madam, please, with regards to the sound of the vowel number 2, and then the other one, yeah, madam, is it A or E?
It's A, it's not E. This is E, and this is E. E, E. This is A. A, not A. A.
With the vowel 2, initially I heard you maybe I didn't hear you well. I heard you saying that it's E, and the other one is E, and the last back, the back up, the upper part of the charts on our right, the back.
We have E, E. E, E. Then we have A, A,
oh.
A.
So, madam, is it E and A or E?
So it's 500. How much? 2020. Okay. And then we have, so are we clear with this? Number 4, which is trap.
No, mother, number 4 again, please.
A. Number 4 is A. A. Then we have O. Oh,
Madam, please, you were attaching some names to it.
oh, this is link. This is so that this one is lower than this. Number 4 is lower than number 5. It's higher than number 5. Just that this one is dropping. It's now becoming more low than before. That's why we said RPA is even changing. Even number 3 is becoming more central among the RP speakers. And then we have number 5. Then number 6, O. So this one is trap and this one is start. You see that you normally see that most spellings of R is AR. So start. Then we have cloth. Cloth. It is normally O. The spelling is O. Or some say lot. L-O-T. Lot. Either a lot vowel or a cloth vowel. Cloth vowel. Then we have number 7, which is thought vowel. Thought. T-H-O-U-G-A-T. Thought. The spelling is O-R. O-U. Thought. Thought. Board. Court. All. So we have number 8. This is number 8. Number 8 is goose vowel. Goose. G-O-O-S-E. Goose. Mostly you see it in O-O spelling. But when we start the distribution, you will see that they are not always. The spellings are not, but majority of the spellings is what? The main spellings are the O-O. And then we have number 9, which is put. Put vowel, P-U-T, put. You see it in put, cook, look, mood. So put vowel. So this is number 9. Then we have number 10 is strat. You see it mostly in U. Strat vowel, sun, but, cat. So strat, S-T-R-U-T, strat. Then we have the almighty number 11 and 12. Number 11 and 12. Number 11 is nurse. Nurse vowel. Nurse. The vowel of nurse. U-R. The spellings are U-R, but that's not all the spellings. Then we have a Shoa vowel, which is a phonological beast. It is called letter. L-E-T, then capital E-R. That's how it's spelled. All these vowels that I've mentioned, fleece, kate, dress, strap, starts, lot, thought, goose, put, strat, nurse, it is only letter. All of them are spelled with capital. But if you are writing letter, it's small l, e, t, t, capital E-R. That's how it is pronounced, it is spelled as in terms of the framework. So we have 12 monothones, lax and tense, or relatively short and long.
Madam.
Yes.
Those central vowels that you are talking about, I must confess that when I'm teaching, I don't know how to pronounce them.
I will pronounce them to you, don't worry. We have even words that we are going to be using, so by the time we are done, you should be able to get that.
Okay.
So that's the reason why when teachers are teaching them, they skip them. There sometimes they don't say them appropriately.
Yes.
You raise your tongue. towards the roof. But as soon as you say yeah, then you are going to palatal. So e. Then we have a, a, o, u, You see that when you change this for this, the tongue is higher than this. You see, and then you have because it's central, it's not this is and then you have and this one is now you can see that these two, they are mid-high. They are mid-high vowels. They are not mid-low, they are mid-high vowels. And because they are mid-high, they are the same, so that they are the same height. They have the same height because they are put them here. Since they put the two here, it means they are the same in terms of height. And they are both central. Then why did we use two different symbols for them? You could have just taken this one out or what to make this, but they are two different in terms of what stress. This is a full vowel. It is never seen in an stressed environment. It is always stressed. The is always stressed. Is not stressed. So this is sure. Sure vowel is unstressed vowel. It's an unstressed vowel. It is never occurring in any stress environment. Anytime you see a certain vowel unstressed, that vowel is likely to change into sure. When we are looking at stress, you see it. So now some call it unstressed vowel or the unstressed form of what? The nurse vowel. So that's why the word purpose. You have PUR, POSA. The second O is sure because the stress is on the purpose. So this vowel, when you are teaching it, the sure vowel, this is how I do it. It's like you are groaning, or somebody, you are sick and you are groaning. That's how you pronounce it. It's not if you are saying then you are going to the nurse, which is stressed, and it is short. It doesn't, in fact, a lot of context, it is even deleted. Because when you are speaking it, it doesn't sound very, because of the length, how short it is, some people don't even emphasize it, they don't even say it at all. So some people call it what? A beast phonologically. Because any sound could change into a sure vowel when not stressed. When I say any sound, I mean a vowel. So that is a sure for you. So we have the environments. You can see where they are in English. So when I was talking about vowels, you remember there is nothing like O, vowel O, and the letter O in English. You have seen that. These are the charts. I have never written O anywhere. So when you go back to the class, don't go and be teaching the first using letters. Some of you use O as a vowel for English. That's not correct.
Hello, Doc.
Yes.
Please, I need a little bit clarification on the second vowel. I heard you pronouncing it as E. That's the short form of the first vowel.
Yeah, that is E. And this is
Ma'am,
E. E. You try the two. If you try, you see that this one is higher. The tongue goes a bit higher than for this. E.
Okay.
E. E.
ma'am,
E.
please. I want to relate it to some transcriptions of certain words that I've come across. So in words like lit, that's the sound in it, right? Please, I want to know. Lit. Pick.
What's lit? I don't know what you are talking. As you are pronouncing, I don't know what word you are pronouncing. Spell it.
Lit. Lit. Please.
And
L-
lit. Lit.
Okay. And pick. As
Pick.
in or pit. P-I-T.
Pick, not peak. Pick.
No. Pick.
Pick, yeah.
P-I-C-K or pit. P-I-T.
Pick. Pit.
Yes,
we have,
please.
then we have P. P. Lean. Lean. You see the difference. The difference is not that much, but one, the tongue is higher than the other. Just like the oo and oo.
So I wanted to clarify why I hear the sound E in lit, but it is being pronounced here as E. So I want to know if there's a difference between E and E.
You are saying E. I didn't say E. Are you talking about three?
The second vowel, please.
Second vowel is E. And the first one is E. E.
Right.
E.
Right, ma'am.
E. So you are saying pit. Pit is
Yes.
right. And then we have peel. Peel and pit. They are not the same.
Ma'am, please, I wanted to know if that's the sound we hear in lit. If that is the sound we use in transcribing lit.
In fact, it's not about what you hear. It's about what is correct. Remember, we have variations. Somebody may say pill for peel or pit for pit. It doesn't mean that because you heard it, that is correct phonologically. Do you understand? From who did you hear that? That is also important.
I think look, I think maybe it's because we are using gadgets, because the first and second sound, when you produce those two sounds, we hear it as one short E and long E. But I think that is why our sister is asking.
No,
because I was having this facing the same problem. That is why initially I wanted you to clarify it for us. When you produce it, we hear it as E instead of A.
Is it A? I didn't say A. I said E. It's E. It's not A. It is not A. It is E.
Doc, please, I think you are right. You were right when you said phonetics is not supposed to be taught online. Because I think we are having challenges with it.
And that is it. And then because you are also not native speakers and you are not trained auditory phoneticians, that is why if you want to examine how people speak, you don't use your impression. You don't listen. If you are listening, you may be hearing something differently. You remember when I didn't take you through auditory phonetics? But the person who started with you, did he not say that? We have auditory phoneticians. You are trained phonetician to listen. What happens to the cochlear system when you are, the ear has three different levels. We have the inner, we have the outer, the middle ear, and then the outer ear, and the inner ear, and then we have the outer, the middle, and then the inner. The outer receives and then sends to the middle ear, and then it is the the inner one that processes. If the inner one cannot process, you hear the two, three even sounds as one. That's why we say those who use theory, phonologists, they are more impressionistic. They just go and listen. Like you are listening now. When supposing you are testing, you are examining a speech environment, speech community, you want to know the sounds that they have. Perhaps you don't even know anything about it. This is the first time you want to examine their phonemes to know which phonemes they have. You will definitely take speech samples from them. When you take their speech samples and then you go to your room, you are listening. If you are listening, you may be listening to 3 different sounds as one. But a phonetician would do that. They will go into the software. If you open the voicing, the voice signal into a software, the software is able to tell exactly what the speaker is speaking. And because you'll be measuring. And once you measure, you are able to tell what the speaker speaks rather than just listening. So for listening, it doesn't make, that's why when people are speaking, you listen to the context. You make use of context a lot. If you cannot use context, you may not understand. Like, I wanted to say something one day. I said, I said that there are multiple ships on the sea. Is it supposed to be ships? Ships. Okay, so we have E and E. If you do, the difference is subtle, but it makes sense. It can even distinguish words. If you are not careful, you are speaking, people may misunderstand you. That's why people know. A lot of people who are linguists, they make provision for this, that words are mentioned. If words are mentioned, you should listen to the context. The context can be code texts. Other words around that could tell you, oh, this is what the person is saying. He's not even saying that. If I say right now that I saw a bird on the bed, which one is sitting on what? But your mind will tell you, you cannot put a bed on a bed, or the person is in a bed shop, is the person selling the beds. But you see that Ghanaians will say a bed is sitting on a bed. In that case, they are using 2 words, a bird sitting on a bed. But so if the person is not going to think about even the varieties, to say that, oh, in some varieties, a bird is said, pronounced as a bird, will not understand you. So speeches, there's a multiplicity of things that make up speech. I pray and hope that some of you come and do semantics, masters, so that we move on to look at other nuances of language. Language is complex. So if you want to teach, even the best way to do it is to use audios from or videos from the native speaker.
Yeah, doctor.
Yes.
Now you mentioned that O is not part of the vowels.
English vowels.
English vowels, yes. Okay. But you realize that in our syllabuses and the textbooks that we use to teach, they are one of the 5 vowels that we use to teach the children. So
that's what we do. And I even said that they say vowels are made without constriction. It's one of the definitions of vowel. So these are the blunders we are committing in education. People who are writing do not have the competence enough to do what they have to do, but they are engaged. I mean, I was asked to go and do some writing for NAPCA. I didn't have the time. It is not that I didn't have the time, but what they were asking me to go and write is not what my area. You see, they have to engage different people in writing, that they don't do it. They pick people from some. This time it's even better. It's as if NACA, they have even done what they had to do. Some years ago, they said they just go and sit down, and then some may not even go. When it was our time for them to finish, they'll go and sign and leave. All kinds of stories. And so the books are written, but they're not written well. This one is English, it's language. Nobody will die. But supposing somebody is writing about syringe, functions of syringe, and the person makes this kind of errors. And it's not likely that somebody will even go and be using syringe to do something else, or using something else to do syringe, what syringe will do. That is why people are operating and leaving a towel in the womb, in the stomach of a patient. It's a serious thing. It's a serious thing. Our education, at a point in time, our education, I was like, what is happening? Those of us who had opportunity to study outside Ghana, we had seen a lot. The seriousness people attach to education is amazing. Germany, from KG through to university, there's nothing like school fees. There is nothing like school fees. Secondary school is also free, but students are not, they are not accommodated. You pay for your own accommodation. Unless you don't have money if you don't have money, you can apply for council assistance. Education, seriousness is attached. Even right now, Germany, they had I think 3 billion. I can't remember the amount they quoted last time when I went to give a talk on scholarship and the opportunities in Germany. I was overwhelmed. They have a lot of money for research. That is education. If you don't do research, will people be educated? No. That's why I said teachers, we are not taking good care of, because we do research. Without research, no country can grow. No, the economy will collapse if there are no research. Research is going on. People must research on language. People must research on agric. People must research on this. And you are writing a book and you are doing all these things, putting all this, supposing it's mathematics. You said 2 + 2 is 10, isn't it? We should be serious. So when you go, you have to go and correct some of these things. If you have the opportunity, it can be in the textbook, but you may not teach it. So that's why you don't depend on the textbooks too. You do your own research. When you want to be a good teacher, you have to do research. Okay, so we take them one after the other. We have the kit file, which
Hello,
is
doctor.
Yes.
Doctor, sorry for barging. Thanks for the opportunity. I want to find out whatever we are doing is very useful to us, especially those of us who would want to go to the secondary school to teach. Now, with the supervision and then the assessment, we are supposed to assess our supervisors in as much as they are also supposed to assess us by supervising us. What if your supervisor is not privy to some of these new trends, and maybe you are doing the right thing, but he or she also sees that you are not doing the right thing? What becomes of that? Thank you.
And he'll penalize you wrongly, ignorantly. He'll do it ignorantly, but that is what we also do to our students when they are writing exam. We ask them, we prepare marking. You see, marking scheme, there has never been any marking scheme that is a scheme. That's why marking is a guide. The scheme we prepare is always a guide. It can never be a scheme, because the students may bring in things that you, the lecturer, will not even know, or the examiner will not even know. Okay, so if you are assessing somebody's script and you don't know the thing, then you mark it wrong. People do it. That is somebody, you see, the reason why some students fail secondary school is not because they don't know. It's the examiner. The examiner too doesn't know. And so once you bring something from outside the scheme, they mark it wrong. But you need to know what the person is marking, if the person is writing. That's where they leave a space. They said any other thing that is relevant. So when you are marking and you realize that the student is mentioning point that you don't know, you have to go outside and research yourself to see where the student has written is correct or not. But we just go strictly by the marking guide. And so if you meet a student teacher teaching, and the teacher is teaching something that you don't know, you mark the person wrong. And it will go against you. It will go against you. It's unfortunate, but it's not everybody who will do that. Some will learn. Some will learn. They know that they don't know. They don't know all. Okay. Okay. So the kids vowel is a short close front vowel. I'm not going to be talking about all of them. I'm just using this one as an example. Okay. So when you take the slide, you'll be able to relate all of this. So it is a short close front like cardinal vowel number 1. You see, so we are describing the vowel number 2 as a short, but it's a relatively short, and it is a front vowel, which is like cardinal vowel number 1. It is not cardinal vowel number 1. It is like, but it is made with part of the tongue nearer to the center than to the front.
Doctor, excuse me.
Yes.
I've raised my hand for a while. I was just trying to make an opinion, even though you are in the middle of the lecture, that you, the scholars in the academia, I would implore you to do your best where you find difficult challenges in our textbooks or the curriculum, and alert those in charge, especially the NACA and the GES and those who, you know, implement the policies enacted by the government or any other body assigned to do so. Because I recall when we were doing the was it the use of English language or something? Yes, we came across numerous changes, I should call. For example, we were introduced to what we call the functional grammar and then the traditional grammar. And you realize that a host of the things that we were learning that were taught there cannot be found in our books. In recent time, I saw some of the, I teach English at the GHS. I saw some of the textbooks approved by NACA containing errors, a host of errors. And I said, how do I even correct these things? So quickly, those teachers that I teach the language way, and I should say I'm the HOD over there. So I drew their attention, and before I said Jack, I realized in other schools they were using the same material and repeating those mistakes as though they were correct, because once they are contained in a book, official book,
they will just use them.
Yes. So please, I am only admonishing that you, those who know better, even though if you are not part of the preparatory team, those who write the curriculum and those stuff, you can, when you find out these things, you can point out, write to them, alerting them to be aware of the effect. Because now we have about, countrywide, we have about 300 students offering English. And most of the things you are saying here are new to us, even though some of us have done our first degree in English. I mean, language, English was part of it. But we are just, naive about a lot of things at this stage. And learning to unlearn the old ones is another difficult thing at this age. So I am just admonishing. Thank you.
Thank you for the suggestions. You see, you are not the first person. You are not the first person to anytime I go out and I teach. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because how much they give me. Let me confess this. The reason why last week, the first meeting I didn't meet you, was because I was paid. When I saw how much I was giving, I was depressed, completely depressed. I felt headache, severe headache. It's a confession I have to go. I don't know whether they are recording. I'll be happy if they are recording. I felt depressed, sad, so sad. I think the saddest life in my face this semester, this year, was when I saw how much I was paid for teaching this, the previous one, into my account. Then I asked myself, is it a wrong profession? Because what some of us do, in fact, it is disheartening. So I am teaching. Yes, I have to teach. But whenever I teach, I'm passionate about what I do. I'm always learning. I'm always reading books, bringing in thinking, not only reading books. When I read, I analyze what I read to see whether this is right or not. Let me say this. AI teaches us a lot. But AI, you have to interrogate AI. There are things that AI will tell you. If you don't know, you will take it and that is it. And it may not be true. So I asked for a definition that I found somewhere. And he told me yes. No, I asked, and then he gave me that definition. Then I said, no, this is not right. Then he said, my good friend, you are right. But this is a definition that is being debated. Then I said, yes. Why? Then he said, blah, blah, blah. He told me. Then I told him that, yes, I have this definition that I give to my students. Then he said, your definition is the best. It's an excellent one. And then he gave me the analysis from A to Z. Then I said, yes. So I realized that these things that you see are wrong. People just take some book somewhere and then they write. I wrote a book with a colleague, not in this department, but the person was like, I don't know where she got the person got those information from, but it was like, you see, a unit on a rank scale, they all have functions, right from morphemes through to the clause. Those who say clause is the highest grammatical unit, and then a sentence, or those who say a sentence is the highest level of the grammatical unit, they have reasons. Now, all the units have functions, but the function does not change the form. The thing that you can have a pronoun that is a determinant, that is performing determination function, but it may not change it as a pronoun. It is a pronoun performing a determination function. You can have a pronoun performing an adjunct, a conjunct function. It does not change it from becoming, the form is the form. So if you say a prepositional phrase can function as an adjunct adverbial, telling place or time, but cannot become an adverb. It was a book. So when I saw the thing, I decided to ask questions. You see, I was a lead. So if I had not asked, I was going to incorporate those things and would have been a role model that I will be using at a core college level. You see, these are the errors that we do. So please, you are being trained. I am part of your training now. This is what advice I'm giving you. If you find the things like this, do not use them. Or you may not even know. But any book given to you to teach, do not use the book like a Bible. Even Bible, we use other literature materials to complement, to augment what you teach. Let us be teachers. We are not paid. I know. As for payment, we are not paid. But do you know how some of us live? Me, I don't borrow money. No, I don't. Because I have been created by God. He sent me here. I ask him every time to tell me what I should do to live well. So the money they give me, if I want to look at the money that I'm paid by doing this thing, I won't teach you. But I know if I don't teach what I'm teaching now, if you ask all the centers that they are teaching, ask them whether they are getting this information. No, they won't get it. They don't get it. I wish we could meet face to face. If I'm teaching face to face, you will love it. But I put even into my teaching my own resources. I have my own projector. Because teaching this course at a regular level, I project, I show things that the student will see and feel as if they are in their natural environment. When I'm teaching my grammar, anything I teach, I want every child, every student in my class to understand. Because if you don't understand, how do you pass? Failure is not my joy. Okay? So what I have to do to let us, so do it. It pays, so it doesn't pay in cash. But sometimes the kind payment, the kindness in payment is even worth it. Your joy is to see somebody progress because you have taught the person. The person has changed and has become better than you. That is the work of God you are doing. People think that you have to be a pastor and be standing on the pulpit and be charging people and collecting money to buy Jaguar. That is what they do. Last time when we were talking about tithe, I told you my tithe is no longer in the house of God. It's now in my house. You were laughing. Yeah, so
please take it to the house of God.
So, oh please, today we are not going to the house of God. Today let's do our vows and go away. So please, be teachers. Be passionate about what you do. You see, when you are doing this, somebody somewhere is seeing you. They will locate you. Before you realize, they have appointed you to do something bigger because of how you are doing it. So do it, but learn. Don't use the books like Bibles, because there are a lot of things happening there. But we are doing our place. I'm thinking about a huge project I want to do to reform my subject area, and I pray to God for strength and then the resources to be able to do it. So it is a vow that is made nearer to the center than to
Hello,
the front.
madam, please.
Yes.
I want to ask the pronunciation for the word L-I-T.
L-I-T.
It's
Yeah, and what?
Please, the pronunciation.
Pronunciation.
Yes, please.
Let's.
Okay. All right. Thank you, madam.
So the lips are loosely spread. Loosely spread. The tongue is lax. And it does not occur in final open syllables. We'll be seeing this more. All what do you call it? Short vowels. None of them occurs in a syllable without a closure, a consonant at the end, except the almighty short, the phonological beast. So right from the E, A, O, A, no, A is not. U. You will see them always enclosed with what? A consonant. Either 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. So the E2 is the same. It does not occur in a syllable without a consonant. That's a coda. And you can have words like sit, fish, bake, milk, win. Simple, you see. It's not simple. Simple, fifth, rich, sit, kit, pet. And when you go home, there are a lot here that you can practice. And other spellings like Y, especially in unstressed syllables, short words like gym, myth. And then we can also have E, spelling like E, as in England, pretty. So I just mentioned that the kit vowel cannot occur at syllable final position without a coda. So if you have the Y as the final one, you know, this one is supposed to be pronounced as kit vowel, you change it to E. They call it a happy vowel. Happy vowel. So if you want to transcribe the word pretty, it will be transcribed like PR. So let me do it so that just for that one. So you have pretty, where is it? Then you replace it with this. So instead of pretty with a kid vowel, you change it for the, and this is what we call happy vowel. In the word happy. Then we have others like pretty, needed, wicked. So this is wicked, except. See the E here, except, television. It's not television, television. Careless. Some say careless. Then you have houses. So it is E, that is what's pronounced as E. Then less common ones, we have ladies, cities, or sieve. Or we have A like village, private, manage. Your private, that's your private property, private apartment, or you manage. Then we also have women. Our women. So this is E. And then we have busy. Others like built. You built a house, built. Or it is built. And then it is guilt or guilt. Or quill or quilt. So we have women, minutes. And these are those that we are not conscious of them. But today you are conscious of them. And when you are teaching students, you don't give them one example, two examples. Give them as many examples as possible so that they can keep practicing them. Other examples. Then we have the dress vowel, the vowel in dress, which is also short. Pronounced normally as what? The E, the letter E. That is the commonest pronunciation. As in bed, read, pen, help, dress. So remember, you don't say dress, better. And sometimes you have spelling like EE, as in head, bread, breath, ready, heavy. And then you can also have like many, A, spelling like A, as in many, any, says, or set, leopard, friend, guess. Also insects, or Jeffrey, Lester. You ate the food. Then number 4, which is as in trap. We only look at the spellings because the transcript, the production, you go back to kit vowel and how the kit vowel is made. You use the same knowledge to describe this one. So most common spelling is what? That is why they call it trap. So cat, mat, man, bag, happy. Then some other spellings like laugh, salmon. So note, by far the most frequent spelling for the travel is A. By some accents, especially in American English, the travel may be raised or tense before the nasal. So instead of they raise it to eh. So that's why you have man, you say men. It's your men. Do you have a man? This your man. I can do it. So Ghanaians are also I don't know whether we are even aware of it. We will say man, we will not say men. We will say can, we will not say can. We will say cat, we will not say cat. But when it comes to candle, we say candle. Is that not how we say it? So which one are you speaking? I want to buy candle. It is candle. That is if you go English. But if you go American, then it is men, candle. And then we have Aaron, not Aaron. Amen, not amen. So you see what we are doing? Then we are telling students to be consistent. What are you consistent? Me, this thing, I'm forcing it to. There's a student of mine who has worked on the awareness of American and British English at the secondary school level. He is here to defend his thesis. I told him when he's finished, we have to publish that paper and then we submit it to language policy makers, that you don't test people, you don't assess people on what they don't know. You don't penalize people on what they don't know. You yourself, you don't even know. When people are saying Aaron, do they know the accent they are using? When they say candle, do they know the accent they are using? Then you are going to take somebody's script and the person says center, and then another one is a program is American, and then you say the person is not consistent, and you are hacking the person wrong. You have to be serious for once. Then the cloth or the lot vowel, also mostly spelled as O. O. The most spelling is O. That's why we have it as lot. Then we have dog lot cloth. Cloth holiday. Then we have like a, like was, I was, what, sworn, want. Also in something like quality, or squash, or cough, O-U or O-W, as in cough, or trough. You know, trough is, that's the thing we put animals' food in. Or because, or sausage, or laurel. Other examples here for you to practice. But this vowel in American English is back. It's fronted. Is it fronted rather? Lot. Yeah, it's fronted. Instead of lot, they will front it as a. So lot. I have a lot to do. Please, if you want to speak American English, nobody asks you not to speak it. But don't be mixing them. And you are not even aware. That's the thing. So there is this group of students. I wanted them to examine how much British is Ghanaian English. Pronunciation, the case of pronunciation. They are so lazy. They are not doing anything. Up to now, I don't even know what they have done so far about it. We want to know whether the British English we are teaching is having any impact at all, or students are aware, or we Ghanaians are aware of the pronunciation that we do, and to what extent is British in Ghanaian pronunciation. So American will say lot. I have a lot of things, or the weather is hot, but British is hot, dog. And we also have things like want. Okay.
Doc.
Yes.
Yes, respectfully, you mentioned a certain word as trough, which is the TH, yes, trough, THROUGH. And then the same word spelled pronounced as through,
Yes. So they are.
The variation. I just want to know the variation, madam.
It's not variation. They are homophones. We can have words with the same spelling but different pronunciation and different meanings. We have.
But madam,
Yes.
yeah, you said you have assigned some group of people or student to do a research on the length at which maybe the English the British English and then American English. I mean, whether or not they are dominant over the other English speakers. But my little experience for the past, I think from 2007 to recent time, I had a project with the white, American, and you realize that almost now they are dominating the world, and for most countries, English-speaking countries, they are more or less mimicking what the Americans used to, their slang, the accent that they use. So predominantly, even our computers, most of them are programmed with the American accent and the English, the language. So I'm sure that invariably the American accent or slang is dominating the English speakers globally.
Okay. So what do you mean by accent? Accent is pronunciation. Or is that what you look for? You are looking for vocabulary. Vocabulary, I know because of the advent of science and technology, American English is dominating. Even English, the English are not even developing vocabulary compared to Americans. Americans are dominating the world market in terms of vocabulary. But when it comes to accent, I am particular about the pronunciation, how we pronounce words. Are we using American pronunciation or British pronunciation? We are mixing them. And we are not even aware. So what I wanted the student to do was to find out how British is British in Ghanaian English, because we are supposed to teach British English pronunciation, not even American. We don't even teach, I think, vocabulary and spellings and others, we insist on British English. So that's why the books are written even in British pronunciation, British spellings and vocabulary. But we don't know ourselves, teachers, examiners, assessors, we do not know much about these things that we are asking students to say or to write. That is the problem.
Madam,
Yes.
in all these things, it's just making me confused right now. Because if it's through this course that I'm even aware that what we are supposed to speak or to learn is British English, then how come? Yes, then how come we are not taught from the beginning?
Which one?
We have to, the British English.
About
If
this
that
British
is,
English we have been taught from the beginning, from the
then how come
colonial.
we are able to get all this problem on our head now? If
Right?
we are really taught what we are supposed to speak, we should know it and we should be using it.
You are not using it.
Uh, hmm.
So you see the issue about language. Language is you see, everybody has freedom to speak a language of or accent of his or her choice. You see, when you are learning, maybe because it is language we are learning. When you are learning a British English, if you are learning mathematics or science, and they say this is matter, they give you a definition of matter, isn't it? And you learn to know that this is matter. Matter is what? An object that exists in what? What is the meaning? What is matter? Or this is when we anything that exists, you learn it, isn't it? They didn't say because it is British definition, matter is matter. So when you are learning to say great, you say great. Don't you say great? You say great. When the person says say great, you say great. Then when somebody is teaching you to say put, you say put. Unfortunately, the people who are teaching you to say put great are themselves not saying put. When they come to the class, they say put. Meanwhile, it is supposed to be put. When they are saying, I heard you, instead of saying I heard you, they say I heard you. So if you are learning it, which one will you learn? You will say heard. But English now, it's no longer for anybody. We are nativizing. I just finished teaching some people about this. We are nativizing. We have English is in three. We have three users, three different classes or countries of users now. We have inner, outer, and expanding circle. People are trying to describe speakers of English because English is now spoken anyhow by everybody. And so if you are saying that you are non-providers are the native speakers, those who have the language as their native language. English is not our native language. There are people who are native to the language. English people are the first, but the English language moved out of England to Scotland, to Wales, to Northern Ireland, and then to the Americas. In the Americas, you have the USA, we have Canada, then we have the Australia, New Zealand. So all of these five constituting native speakers, and they are the inner circle. They provide certain norms for us to use. The norm is that Americans have a standard English. So we have two main norm providers, American and British. Australian and New Zealand, they are like British English, and the Canadians are veered towards what? American English. And so we have two different norms, English norm, European norm, or British norm, and then American norm. We as Ghanaians, because we've been colonized by the British, we are supposed to have the norm of English or British. And British has a set of phonemes. Phonemes are definite. They are finite. They are not infinite. They have a number that contrasts meaning, and they are 48. So if they are 48, you have to learn how to pronounce them. Which word do they pronounce? Do they occur? So if you see P, how is P pronounced? If you see TH, how is it pronounced? TH represents certain sounds in English. So you have to teach these sounds to your speakers. If you have a passage a student is reading and you want to teach that child how to read a passage, you are reading that passage because of the phonemes. You are not reading the letters. So we are supposed to follow the norm of British. So British English is what we are to teach our students. British English is not only pronunciation, it's also about what? Spellings. British have their own spellings, different from American, which are also non-providers. And then we have vocabulary that are British vocabulary. That is what we are supposed, if we are to learn British English, then we have to do what? British vocabulary. And so when we are writing our books, since we are to teach British English, our books must be written with English, British vocabulary for morphology and all of that syntax. But if we are doing something different, then we are not going by British. But now they know that because of what? The way American is developing the vocabulary and blah, 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 we are asking students, they shouldn't stick to only British English, but they could do American. If you are writing and you are using American English, we don't care, but you should be consistent. Does it make any sense now? Barbara.
Dr. Lina, thank you for the opportunity. Please, on this note, the 49 English sounds, please, are they combination of British and American sounds, or they are all American sounds. I also heard you say 48 sounds.
I said 48.
They are 48.
Yes, we have. So if you say the consonants are 24, vowels are 24, plus 20 plus plus 5, the contested ones. But when you are looking at British, I'm talking about British pronunciation, British phonemes, not American phonemes. American phonemes and British phonemes, the difference is not vast. I just said, like the cloth, the dress vowel number 3 in English, yeah, as in dress, shirt, pet. Americans lower it to so they will say dress, met, and met you. But the same American, if you have a vowel which is a low vowel like a in man, can, they will raise it again to the position of the dress vowel. So instead of man, they will say men. Instead of can, they will say can. But because I'm not teaching American English, I don't even tell you the number of American phonemes that exist, because that's not what I'm supposed to teach. So the books that we are using, they should be emphasizing British English, not American English. Now, if you see the sound O in a book, then they are using American English. Even the O is not the O in America. It is the goat vowel, O vowel, that Americans use. They monophthongize the diphthong in so, no. Americans will say no. So if you hear a Ghanaian saying no, then it is an American accent. The use of a for e in American English. I was asking, you say can, man, you don't say can. I can do it. But I hear people say thank you. It means that they are using American variety. So we are mixing. But are we aware? That's a question I'm asking all of you. Are you aware that if you say Aaron, then you are using American English? If you say Kendall, you are using American English. Amen, amen, you are using American English. Are you aware? If you are not aware, then why would somebody say that you should be consistent? What are you consistent on? So that is why we are like confused people. We have a lot to do. And can we move on? I think we have to move. We have to finish with the vowel today.
Yes, please. I'm grateful.
Because if you don't finish with the vowels, then I have to give it to you to go and read. And it will be disastrous, isn't it? Okay, so vowel number 10, which is strat, commonly spelled as U, as in cap, sun, bats, buzz, mud. You know, there's a story about this vowel. The vowel number 10, which is says a vowel, it used to be a put vowel. Strat plus put vowel were one vowel. You know, we have something we call split. That's the growth of a language. Language grows, and so as a language grows, there are changes, and the changes may be complete. So, at a point in time, the all words that were pronounced as a and with the vowel put were together, so they were pronounced as u. So that's why we have like mother. It used to be mother, not mother, but mother. Then bus, boss, love. But at a point in time, there was a split. Certain words were being pronounced, certain words that were pronounced as put vowel began to be pronounced as strat vowel. So we call it put, strat, split. Some even merge, some split. And so today, the word son, birth, mother is not pronounced as mother in Northern England. If you go to Manchester area, Leeds and Liverpool area, they don't say mother, they say mother, mother, boss, love, not law, not love. Okay, but there is a, when it comes to RP is a strat vowel. It's not strut vowel, it's a strat vowel. And so words that have U, for example, in Southern England, they will say cap, not cop. Son, bus, mat. And then we have some as son, S-O-N, that's the spelling as O. And then we have O-U as in country. You see the word country. But some say country, but it is country, young, cousin, enough. And then we have black flat, and then dash as the pronunciation. Then we have the put vowel, the almighty put, mostly spelled as you. So you see you as in a, you as in u, and then you even as in u. So you need to take notice of this. As in put, push. You put, you push. You don't push, and you don't put. If you say put, then you are raising it to oo, but it's a bit lower than oo. So we have push, pull, bull, butcher, cellular, pushing full sugar. You pull the door, you push it. You don't pull it and you don't push it. If you pull, then you are in a pool of water or blood. Then we have book, foot, good. Look, cook, wool, hood. There are other examples. You can look for more examples. Less common that you have could. Could you do that? So there's the transcription of could is could. Remember the l is silent or is deleted. You don't say it. Could you, should you? How could you do that? How could you do that? Should, wolf, woman, whip, woman, workman, bosom. But some people use goose instead of the put vowel. Like in Ghanaian English, you say put it there. Could you come? Could you? Then the sure vowel. Sure vowel, as we know, is like a beast. Any vowel could change into sure vowel. And normally, the sure vowel occurs in stress and stress environment only. So we call it is a unstressed vowel. It doesn't like stress. If we were to be sure will not be doing what we are doing this morning. He's stressed. He doesn't like it. I've been stressed. You are stressing me, no. So it's free. And it's the vowel that is the commonest vowel in English. Because any vowel in a stress environment can be replaced with a sure vowel. And it is the most deleted vowel in English language. So it has a very high frequency of occurrences in unaccented or unstressed syllables. It is the most common vowel sound in English, especially in unstressed environments. Made with neutrally position, any sound in English is capable of changing into a sure in unstressed syllable. So we have spellings like A. You see, this A spelling, assure, can change. Okay. Sure. So the spelling like about, it is this A. Have you seen that it's become a sure? Because the first syllable of is unstressed. So it is about. What about you? What about you? About turn. not about turn. If you say about turn, then you are using the full form of the vowel. Then banana, banana. So, see, this is anxious. Okay, woman, probability. Now the R is sure. What does that mean? Okay. Always analysis around, away, again. Please, you have to be practicing them, please, on your own. Analysis again, because when I'm asking you to do the transcription, these are some of the things I ask you to do. So you practice them. When you say again, umbrella. So we call something initial sure and final sure. Why is probability? Initial. Anywhere you see A, the letter A beginning a word is a sure. I know you didn't hear it. 186 people. Anytime, any moment, you see A, the letter A, at the beginning of a word, it's a sure. That's why you can have seen that all this about, around, account, awake, they are all sure. Then you can also have sure at final position. We call it final sure. So we have initial sure, final sure. The final one, when you have A, is a sure. ER is a sure. OR, sure. AR, sure. AL, sure. So you can mention them. And if you have ION at syllable unstressed position, it is sure. And sometimes the sure will go completely. So you should take notice of this. So as we are going through, you will see. Now we have O, spellings of O. Why is it hanging there? Calm down. So we have memory. This one will be sure. Memory. So the stress is on the first syllable. So memory. And I told you, if you have a kit vowel at the end, it changes to a happy vowel. That is why we have I there. Now it will have been a kit vowel. But because there's no other consonants, you change it. If you check that in your dictionary, you will see that. Then harmony. And then we have police. Now this police will go. So it's a police. That's why we say policeman. So if you hear policeman, then the sure is deleted because it is unstressed. Once it is unstressed, no attention is given to it, and so people tend to delete it. Then we have oblige. Oblige, oppose. You are opposing me. Then we have E spelling as in problem. You see, problem. Taken. So this one is likely to go. So you will see this one, the N taking the position of K, as in taken, gotten, gentleman. Okay. Oh, I have O already. Then you support, you see, support. Are you supporting me? Yes, I've supported your idea. Then we have supply. So you supply. The stress is on the second syllable, so you will never have a sure in full environment there. The vowel is supposed to be a stretch vowel, but because this environment is unstressed, it is changing to what? So support, supply. medium. Surrender, suppose, surrender. More examples. AR, okay? AR at the end, this is what we call financial, is dollar. When you say dollar, then you are opening dollar. Sugar, sugar, sugar. Calendar, calendar, final AR. Pillar, popular, 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 popular. Then ER as mother, brother, water, ladder, latter or later, father, teacher, OR as in actor, doctor. Then we have vendor, vendor, mirror, mirror. Yeah, we say mirror, 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 mirror. What's your mirror?
So, madam,
Mhm.
that word, what is the actual pronunciation? Is it later or letter?
We have later and latter.
Letter.
Later. The same word but different in meaning. That's another homophone. So later,
Okay.
not now, or latter, the previous one. Latter or later. But the schwa is the end at the end. So these things, when you have this clue and you are asked to transcribe, it is easy. May, there's no way this will be a, it will be a schwa. So final schwa and initial schwa. Then we have the long vowels. In fact, we won't dwell more on the long vowels because they are not a problem to us at all as Ghanaians. The only one that we have a problem with is the nurse vowel. So we will go straight to the nurse vowel. Do you agree with me? Because we have feel is feel, long is long, cool, rude, June, start. But if you come to we are in trouble, we replace it. So let me go to the nurse vowel. Can we all say it together? Let me give you a few minutes to say this. Some of you I can hear arrow. So let me lead. It is see you do as if you are sick and you can't talk. You start with and some of you say once you say you are bringing it forward. That is front. You're bringing it, you are moving it backward. Like you want to say oh, but you are not backing it completely. So you have there are two. We have the schwa, which is short, and then the nurse, which is what, long. So you have I did this with my master's. We'll go and sit in the lab, and this is what you do the whole day. Because they are going to sit in front of somebody, and the person will test you. Pronounce the nurse vowel. You have to pronounce it. What is a nurse vowel? They won't tell you. You have to pronounce it. Or they give you words, and you have to speak the words before an Englishman. So you have to do this in your room. On campus here, when my students are going to write a quiz, it's not easy. They go and hide somewhere. E. This is a student. This is how students behave. You don't laugh. You don't laugh at things because I don't know why you should be laughing. Because supposing they said transmosis, you hear some transmosis, or we have a reflection or refraction, and you want to learn refraction, then you are in your room, you are laughing because there's refraction. It is because of the attitude we put up towards it. That's where students fail. This is English you are learning, and this is English, these are English sounds. It is like somebody says, bomodi, and the person says, you say bomodi, you say bo, then he's teaching you bo, and then you are laughing. How will you speak the language? I'm giving you 5 minutes to do this. Do it quietly in yourself, by yourself. Don't make noise. Yes, Linda. Linda, you put up your hand, or you don't know? Yeah, they didn't cause that. It is the examiner. Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Great
Hello,
speaker.
madam.
Yeah.
Yeah, Madam, with the example ER, if you look at the initial position, I think it sounds well as you have it there.
Okay. Yeah. What? Yeah. This one.
ER, yeah,
He has done
result,
what?
verse. But if you look at the I mean end ways like teller, taller, it seems to sound differently.
You are sounding it, well, that's how it sounds. What you are speaking, is it the same as how it's supposed to be said? If you say it, you see, I am. If somebody is even speaking, I told you, because you are not a trained person, you may, you see, what is even in your mind, your brain already is what is going to capture how the person is saying it. So if the
Yeah.
person is even using a central vowel, you'll be thinking the person is using a low vowel, because you are not a trained phonetician. You understand? So if the person says serve, me, I even heard to say serve. But that may not be what you are saying. And sometimes too, the level of centrality also varies. People make it so central. Some make it a bit forward. So if you're not careful, you wouldn't know that the person is using the central or is using the front one. But a lot of the times, Ghanaians, we frown it. So instead of serve, we say serve. So this is ER, isn't it? I said you should try to pronounce the sound. The production of the sound is very important before you can come even to the pronunciation. So serve, you serve him, preserve, verse, merge, emerge. Then we have purse. You see, we have UR spelling, not pass. So this one, people say pass. Do you have a pass? A pass is Americans use of what? A ticket. So it's a purse, turn, curve, curves, nurse. Then we have curl. Curl. I think I have a lot of examples. I don't know why these ones, I don't have them on the slides here. Then we have AR, IR spelling like bird, first, third. Let me see whether I have. Oh, this is not the slide for this. Why? I'll look for the one that has more examples. Let me see. Yes.
The AI pronunciation we have online. Plus, we're telling us about long man. It seems to have American accent. Can we get a different one online, or how possibly can we get the British one?
Because the online is not populated with American, it's difficult for you to get. But you can go to Longman Dictionary. The Longman Dictionary will have the other pronunciations. Okay.
Okay.
So American they have a R coloring. You have bird, but they won't say bed. At least you are pronouncing the R, or you can omit the R, but the pronunciation is the same. Americans and British pronunciation is central. The only difference is that Americans add R to it because they pronounce the R after the burr, but you won't say bear. Okay. So for once, I can say you should do American, but you should be I have my slides are many. There is a one that has so many of this pronunciation. We have the OR spelling. We have the AR, UR. I don't know why I'm not getting that. This one was current. Submit. It's not even open. Okay, so when I finish, I'll get you the slide that has a lot of the IR, the different spellings. Okay. So we have we move to diphthongs. Any other questions? Huh? No. Any other questions? We move to diphthongs.
Hello, Dr. Lina.
Yes.
Please, that means we don't have central schwa vowel because of deletion and unstressed, because they are not stressed. So if in transcription, a chance you bring a schwa vowel in the middle, it means you are wrong.
We don't have it. Who said we don't have it?
Please, I heard something like that. That is why I am.
Oh, a schwa vowel is a vowel which exists as a result of unstressed vowels. If a vowel, any vowel, all the seven, or we saw 12 pure vowels, if any of them, including diphthongs, we haven't talked about diphthongs, that's why I'm not talking about diphthongs, but any vowel in English in unstressed environment is susceptible to a change into schwa. So schwa never exists as a vowel, but when a vowel is found in an unstressed environment, that vowel sometimes changes to a schwa vowel. In fact, there are three unstressed vowels. We have the schwa, the kit vowel, and then the put vowel. These vowels are vowels that other vowels change into when they are unstressed. See, when you have an environment unstressed, it tends to influence the quality of the vowel. When we are looking at stress, you will see more of this. If the environment is unstressed, the prominence is taken out from the vowel. And if you take prominence, the vowel becomes an orphan. It is pronounced very low in terms of pitch and loudness. And so that vowel changes to what? A schwa vowel. And if it changes to a schwa vowel, because attention is not given to it, people tend to even delete it. But when I was showing the different the examples, some were there. I didn't remove it. Taking, for example,
That's fine. I'm grateful.
So we have diphthongs, which are sounds which consist of a movement of one from the other. They said they are glides. We call them glides because you start from one vowel quality and then end on another vowel quality. So it's a combination of two pure vowels that are pronounced as one, as a vowel in English. They are also just long, like the long vowels that we have seen already. And they are never two vowels. So in their pronunciation, you start with one and then end on another vowel. But normally the beginning sounds louder and louder in pitch, higher in pitch than the end. So for example, if you have a vowel like A, you hear the first one sounding louder than the ending part. So we have the glide start from the first element normally, and then end on the second element. So the first element is relatively longer and louder and even higher in pitch than the second element. So understand that diphthongs are vowels in English, and they are a combination of two vowels, not one, seen as one. So two pure vowels pronounced as one vowel. So if you see a diphthong, it is not two vowels, it's one vowel. It glides, and its pronunciation starts from a low vowel, a one vowel quality, and end on the second vowel quality. So they are equivalent to long vowels. And English has 8 pure vowels. So we saw 12 monophthongs plus 8 diphthongs, making 20 vowels. Diphthongs are also put into classes depending on where the glide moves towards. So we can have centering and closing. Okay. Please give me some few minutes. I have to do something to students. Okay, I'm back. So we have those that glide to the center, and then we have those that glide to the closing position. I hope you are listening. Diphthongs are a combination of two pure vowels which glide from one vowel to the other. One is louder than the ending, but there are two types. You can talk about those that converge. As they are gliding, they glide towards the center position of the quadrilateral or the tongue. And then there are some that glide towards the closing point. You start low and rise. So we have centering and closing. Centering and closing. And the centering one, the glide is towards the center. So if you see these three vowels, you see, this is a sure vowel. You know, a sure vowel is central. It's a central vowel. And so each of these one ends on a sure vowel, which is central vowel. I'll show you the diagram. So these are centering diphthongs because the glide, it doesn't matter where it is coming from. It could start high, but ends at the center. So it is a centering vowel. It could start from front and then enter and end at the center, or it could start from the back and end at the center. That's why they are centering vowel. And then we have closing. The closing type, there are also two sets. We have a particular group that glides to the right position, that is the front part, and then one to the back. So a group end their glide at the front high position, and then not very high, you'll see it. And then another one glide towards what? The back high position. So we have two. You see, one type glides towards the kit vowel. I am emphasizing this because when students are writing, they go to the internet and produce the one that is on the internet. English diphthongs do not glide to E. They glide to E. The glide ends at E, not E. I'm showing the symbol. Now, so this is what? A closing, these are closing diphthongs. You see that each of these ends on E, which is a cat vowel, E. None of them ends on E. So if you are writing the symbol and you replace this with this, I'll mark it wrong for you. Because that's not what I'm teaching you. Then another group of glide, which is also closing, closes at the back. So it starts and closes on vowel U, which is what? A back central high vowel, or centralized high vowel. It's not central, but centralized high vowel. So these are the back, the diphthongs that we have. Now we look at this. So these ones are for the purpose of education. So you know that the kit vowel is around here. It's not very back like this. It's around here where we saw it. But we are talking about the movement. So you see that all these ones are moving towards the kit vowel. So this is a these are closing diphthongs to the front. When we ask you to describe diphthongs, we expect you to show these diagrams. So for A, the glide starts from a mid-front high vowel, A, and ends on the mid central high front high centralized vowel E. So you see the movement. And for the I, this is I. We have A, I. It starts from a low back, a low, it is supposed to be back, but a low central vowel, A, and ends on E. The third one starts from a mid closed vowel, or, but when you are writing, don't bring the two dots, and ends on this. So this is what a closing diphthong towards E. Then the second closing is towards the back, starting from the central position, that is and then ends on U. And then this one starts from A and ends on U. So we have O, O. This is O. You remember, sure is and then so ending on U, O, O. And then we have A, ow. Then the central, it starts from E and then ends on a sure. So we have E, air, ooh, ooh, ooh. So we have the three sets now. Closing, centering. The closings are in two. We have this. So you see the combination. A moving to center, moving to closing. This is another closing, and then the other closing. Then we have the centering. This one will be America. This is American A. So I shouldn't have even been showing you this. So when you take notice of this. So this is American pronunciation, not British pronunciation. That's why the one I showed you, I didn't show you eh. So I would rather delete this so that you don't use it as your. So these ones are the movement if you are to describe the eight diphthongs. These are what we expect you to tell us how the movement, the glides are formed. Okay, so we have their spellings. We won't talk about the spellings because some we don't have any problem. Here it's not a problem, but as to whether we pronounce the words, hero, this one is hero, 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 or zero, this one is hero. Interfere, it's like sincere, appear, So familiarize yourself with the pronunciation, the production. So these are spellings. Have you seen? All these are spellings of that particular vowel. Then we have air, the square vowel, air vowel, air vowel. The glides from and moves in the direction of the lips are neutrally open throughout. And so spellings like rare, rarity. A lot of the times we monotongize it. We say like parents. It's parents, parents, but we say parents. It's part of the pronunciation, but it's non-standard. Okay. Then we have the oo, as in pure, poor, poor, moo, ooh, oh, ooh, ooh, the poor man, poor. It's a poor man, but you hear poor. If you say poor, you are monothongizing, and it is one of the things that we do, bourgeois. Normally we monothongize diphthongs. Okay, and we have a. Normally you see that we have we say Like ape, we say ape. Ape, ape. Then you are monophthongizing it. Or late, we say late. Late, late. You hear say late. You are late in coming. Then you are monophthongizing. Monophthongizing. But monophthongization is not Ghanaian English alone. It's non-native English. It's common. So you lay the waist, not waist. Your waist, rail, aim. What are you aiming at? You aim at something. You have your day, 8, veil. Then you have gauge or gale, fate, said. Then we have the I. We don't have problem with the I because it's something that we say all the times. I, height, light. Oil. It's not a problem. We have boil, noise, oil. This is what I dwell on a lot because we are most of the times we monophthongize it by replacing with the O. This is where we do American pronunciation. O. O, the letter O. Say O. So 0, say 0. 0. No, so, low. Folk, bimbo. For the purpose of your teaching, let the student know that this vowel is not an O vowel. It is O vowel, goat. Call it a goat vowel. O vowel. So bow, ho, do, slow. I am going through this and I will let you say them 5 minutes. I'll give you 5 minutes to say them again. No, blow. Hello, pillow. Sparrow. Meadow. Oak. Road. Fold. Toast. Soap. Hoax. Loaf. Reproach. Soul. Though. Shoulder. Boulder. Shoulder. Move. Brooch. Bow. So. Don't. Plateau. Row. Gauge. So 5 minutes. Tell yourself, don't shout. our people they are dealing with 40, 30. Okay, so are you sure you are using a marking scheme? Are you sure you are using a marking scheme? Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Now, let me
Hello.
listen. Let me listen to you. Who will volunteer? Any volunteer? Volunteerism. No volunteer. Okay. Go and volunteer in your own.
Raise your hands.
Okay.
Man is out.
I can't see your hands. All right. Who is the one? Bernard. Bernard Brobe. Bernard, do you know that is your name is Bernard, not Bernard? You are laughing.
Doctor, I'm pretty aware of that because the Americans that I used to work with, that's how they used to pronounce my name.
It's Bernard.
Yeah, Bernard. Yeah, Bernard.
Okay. So you want to try?
Yeah, I won't.
All right. Go ahead.
Well, I will take the first one. So 0, so, old, both, folk, bimbo, clone, close, 0, bone. Then the next one, the OE, the I, toe, dough, slow, foe, cocoa. Is it a boy?
Okay. Okay. So as you listen to yourself, as your colleagues listen to you, which
Yeah.
of the sounds you sound more of monophone than diphthong?
Really?
Yes. Toe. Oh, toe.
0,
Zero.
so,
So.
old,
Old. Not old. Once you say old, then you are into old. Both. Folk. Bimbo. Clone. Toast. Close. 0. Close the door. Close. I want another volunteer. You can just do one line. And who else? Somebody is laughing. Oh, apart from Bernard, some even the number has even reduced.
Madam, let me go back and try. He said 0,
0.
so, old, both, folk, bimbo, clone, close, 0, bone.
Did you ask them?
Madam, I'm on drive, please. Who has marked me now? Oh, you marked me. Charlie, we are not native speakers, so we are trying, eh?
Yes. Don't worry. You have to try. Just try. Keep trying.
Yes. So the next one, no, blow, hollow, pillow, sparrow, middle. Madam, I'm tired.
See, ideally, these things you should have been practicing them. If I had taught you how to do Pratt, You will have been doing this even in your offices, your rooms, and you do the analysis to see whether you are doing a glide or you are doing a marathon. Okay, if it is a glide, I'll show you what a glide looks like. I think I have some on there. Let me show you. If you were doing it and it's a glide, you'll see this is how it will look. Oh, don't I have a labia villa? Yes, I have. Ooh. Oh, I don't have it here. So if you are doing it, it should glide. I'll show you. Don't worry, I'll show you. So that when you are doing it, I don't know how you are you even going to. You can't even do the analysis. Master's level. That's when I teach that. That's why I teach the Pratt. How to do Pratt. You can even do it. You can learn on Pratt and do it and see whether you have a glide. So, but it should glide. Bimbo. Oh, no, so low. So we will end it here. But I want to meet you again on Tuesday and Wednesday. Is it possible?
Yes, though.
Yes,
Very possible.
we will try.
Okay. So let's meet Tuesday and Wednesday, because Saturday I have there is an investiture of our vice chancellor. We are going to be, I'm going to be in that with that ceremony. And not even in Cape Coast. There's one in Cape Coast, there's one in Kumasi. I'm part of the one in Takwa. And so I have to be in Takwa at that time. And so we are likely not to meet on Saturday at the same time. So let's meet on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then if it is also possible that we meet again on Friday is not possible. Then maybe late in the evening, or we meet on Sunday. So let the court rep communicate this. Let's have the engagement discussion so that we can meet. Even if we can meet, okay, Thursday I'm going to travel, so it will not be possible on Thursday. So at least Tuesday and Wednesday we can do 2 topics, and then move on to Saturday night or Sunday night. Okay.
Right, madam. And
all right,
Abigail, you were saying that even me who has that engagement with the native speakers, I'm struggling. It's not easy, Charlie.
Hello, madam.
Yeah.
Please, can we have the course outline? Thank you.
Oh, I sent you the course outline a long time.
The slides are more important. So let's have the slides.
I sent you the slides too. I sent you the course outline too, but I can resend it.
That would be nice. Thank you.
Okay, so I wish you all the best, and I will see you on Tuesday. Let's meet. Otherwise, if it is time, if we are over and I'm not able to finish what's my course outline, it means that you have to go and do it yourself, read yourself, which will be difficult for you.
The last time the exams, it was very tough. So this time around, you help us.
Oh, I should help you in the exam room or what?
No, you look this small. Look this small, madam.
The words that you use for the questions.
Is this a question that I should go and write for you? Or?
The words, please.
We will do feeling, and we ended up so easy. Criticizing,
The grammar, they use
evaluating.
the grammar device.
Hey.
Okay.
This time the question should
Doctor,
be.
Don't get
you don't have to
technicalities
do
of
the
the
question
words.
for 20 marks.
This time your questions you have missed on us. The
The
questions were
question should
very
be fair
difficult.
degree questions.
How much this one you are going to write, Brian, is phonology.
Kofi, I agree with you.
Phonology, phonetics and phonology.
Doctor,
Okay.
your question one, the compulsory one, it was more than headache. Before you
It
come
was,
to the
It was more than masters.
me, I have been teaching for how many years now? So I know how to set questions.
Please allow doctors to
Yes,
go
Doc,
and
we
have
know.
some rest.
Doc, you see, you really use technical
Madam,
words.
lose them
So
small. Lose them
sometimes
small.
it's not that we don't know the answer, but we don't really understand. So we are not sure whether our answer is correct or not.
You don't worry. The marking you will see.
Okay, thank you.
Doc, reality, we cannot compel you to lose the standard, but as you see, this is a distance course, more or less. And campuses who may have much time to do certain things. So please, when you are setting the questions, at least, yes, we know you should not
have distance in my mind.
You should have distance. Yes. Nursing mothers, nursing fathers, and what have you.
Yeah, I've heard you.
Oh, God bless you.
Madeline Love, the Madeline Love.
God bless you.
To be part of the question.
Christopher. Hey, God bless you.
Hey, madam, may cola last in your mouth for long?
Isaiah.
Where the Mama
Isaiah.
Kasem.
What's not the set questions? The one two words, one say you do when you sure say as another man, and one man say. And you know,
Understanding the question.
Yes, if you understand the question, so one understand now on NCP.
And so one
questions.
Recorded lectures. Yes,
also record.
I think there's another lecture at 7. So let's make it a point.
Oh, more because I recorded and can't the money be we are why? I don't know.
Is on 7. West Coast Center, we are meeting at 7 to 9 p.m. on phonetics and phonology.
You okay?
Please, did someone mention my name, Isaiah?
Oh, yes, I mentioned your name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was just drawing your attention to the plea that you were all putting before the doctor.
Oh, okay. All right.
She should have distance in her mind when they are setting the questions. Nursing fathers, nursing mothers, uncles
Bernard.
and grandpas. Yeah.
Bernard, please call me.
Yes,
we need language laboratory to rehearse.
Isaiah, I'm listening, please.
Please do call me. Okay, this is my number 020669191. So I'm sending it. You can call me. So we talk. Thank you.
Isaiah, give the number again. Isaiah, mention the numbers again.
020.
The number is in the chat box.
Yes.
So
666.
6 what?
666.
Okay.
9191.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Number yes, I have to put the number.
Hey.
Hey. I do again face to face. I can best reply. What is will be number this at Muda? All right. Meeting again next time, colleagues. Bye bye.
Hey, I'm all for the point. I'm all for my po. Yeah, quite sorry. I feel you between the map. If I sorry, baby, the map.
Latifa, I've seen you eating maize. I've seen you eating maize. Latifa.
So please, we are done for today's lecture, saying.
Yes, we are
Okay.
done.
Okay, so you'll be waiting, but I learned Dr. Calvis will also meet us. Is it tomorrow or this evening?
Please, which doctor?
Good afternoon, colleagues. Please, me, I am interested in the course outline for the various courses. Currently, I have that of phonetics and phonology and then contemporary Africa. Is that with the oral literature and that of terms and function of the English clause? If you have the course outline, you help us, please. You help me, I beg.